Hello, I am Dr.P. Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Sri Vasavi College, Erode. I am going to explain about McGregor's XY theory of management. McGregor's XY theory of management is an important theory of motivation. In 1960, McGregor, a management professor, formulated theory X and theory Y. This theory pertained to employee motivation. So, this theory is related to employee motivation. He proposed an idea that a manager's attitude has an impact on employee motivation. So, according to McGregor, manager's attitude has an impact on employee motivation. In his theory, he suggests two aspects of human behavior at work and divides management style into two contrasting theories. One of which is negative theory called theory X and other is positive called as theory Y. McGregor felt that companies followed one of these approaches, either theory X or theory Y. Now we shall see about theory X. Theory X believes that employees are inherently lazy and dislike working. Because of this, workers need to be closely supervised. So, according to theory X, employees are lazy, they dislike working, so they should be closely supervised. And this theory X encourages an authoritarian style of management. Assumptions of theory X. Theory X is based on certain assumptions. The employee is lazy and dislikes work. He lacks ambition, dislikes responsibility, prefers to lead. And people prefer to be directed by others. That is, employees are always directed by others. And the employee is self-centered. That means they are thinking about self-interest and indifferent towards the organizational interest. Since employees dislike work, they must be coerced, controlled or threatened with punishment. Many employees rank job security on the top. So they are giving preference to job security and they have little or no aspiration or ambition. So according to this theory, assumption is employees by nature resistant to change. They are not accepting the changes. Management is responsible for assembling all the factors of production, money, material, equipment and people. And another assumption is people have limited potential of capabilities, lack of creativity and imagination. Theory X implications. Managers that subscribe to theory X tend to take a rather pessimistic view of their employee. So, according to theory X, the managers are having pessimistic view of their employees. They believe that it is the manager's job to structure the work and energize employees. Theory X managers naturally adopt a controlling style based on the threat of punishment. There is little delegation of authority and control remains centralized. So, in theory X, little delegation of authority and control remains centralized. Critics believe that theory X manager could be an impediment to employee morale and productivity. Next, we shall see about theory Y. So, this is an alternative theory of human behavior. So, theory Y concludes that employees are happy to work. They are self-motivated and they enjoy working with greater responsibility. And the management attempts to get maximum output with least efforts on their part. And this theory explains participative style of management. This means even the lower level employees are also involved in the decision making. Assumptions of theory Y. People like work and like to accept responsibility. This is one of the assumptions. People prefer to lead and exercise self-direction and self-control. People possess creativity and imagination. That means employees are having creativity and imagination. Commitment to objectives is a function of rewards associated with their achievement. And the next assumption is people are not much self-centered. They are not self-interested and are interested in organizational goals. People at lower level of organization are involved in decision making. People have unlimited potential of capabilities. Under modern industrial condition, potential of men is only partially utilized. So according to theory Y, one of the assumptions is employees are having unlimited potential. It is only partially utilized. Theory Y implications. Theory Y managers have optimistic view of employee nature. They believe that given the right conditions, most people will want to do well at work. They believe that satisfaction of doing good things in the job is a strong motivation in itself. That there is a pool of unused creativity in the workforce. Theory Y managers will try to remove the barriers that prevent workers from fully actualizing themselves. So we already discussed theory X and theory Y. Now we shall compare theory X and theory Y. So both these theories are contrast in nature. Both the theories are in two extremes. There are a lot of differences. Entirely theory X and Y are different. According to theory X, employees dislike and avoid work. But according to theory Y, employees like to work and accept responsibilities. And according to theory X, people must be forced to make the right effort. But according to theory Y, people will direct themselves towards a target and that they accept. And theory X suggests tight control. Theory Y suggests lenient control. Theory X, the managers follow authoritarian style of management. But according to theory Y, the managers should follow participative management. So according to theory X, people are selfish. According to theory Y, people will commit themselves to objectives. According to theory X, it focuses on lower level needs to motivate the workers. That is Maslow's need hierarchy theory. There are 5 types of needs. Physiological and safety needs are the basic needs, lower level needs. So managers focus lower level needs to motivate the workers. But in theory Y, managers focus both lower level and higher order needs. It includes social esteem and self-actualization needs also to motivate the employees. Theory X suggests that centralized authority. Theory Y suggests decentralized authority. So these two theories are in contrast in nature. Entirely both are different. Limitations of McGregor's XY theory of management. So this theory tends to overgeneralize and oversimplicity. So according to McGregor's theory, X theory and Y theory are two extreme theories. But we can say people cannot be put in two extreme patterns. No enterprise man may belong to exclusively either to theory X or theory Y. So he suggests in theory Y, the job itself is the key motivation. But all persons do not look for motivation in the job. So these are all some of the limitations. Conclusion. McGregor believed that management can use either of the needs to motivate his employees as grouped under theory X or theory Y. Both this X theory and Y theory have their challenges. If the manager believes that people dislike their work and have little motivation, then according to McGregor, they can use authoritarian style of management. Theory X could cause people to become non-cooperative. But in large scale production environment, X theory of management is required and it can be unavoidable. Theory Y has become more popular among organizations. If the managers believe that people take pride in their work and see it as a challenge, then the managers can adopt a participative management style. That is theory Y. Theory Y approach gives people too much freedom. Individuals may take advantages of this more relaxed work environment by shrinking their work. Most managers will likely to use a mixture of theory X and theory Y because both these theories are two extremes. So most of the managers use mixture of this theory X and theory Y. We can conclude that though the managers thought about what motivates people will likely to have biggest impact on these two approaches. But apart from this, there are so many other factors like type of work, skill level that also affect the choice of the managers. I hope now you understood the theories, MC Greker's XY theory of management. Thank you.